Okay, now we're going to do an isometric drawing of a cylindrical part. Now, one of the things I do want to call your attention to, especially on the ones you've been given as an assignment, we don't tend to worry so much about fillets. As a matter of fact, we'll not draw fillets when we can get away with it. And we'll get away with it on this one. So if you like on exercise 8-5 or 8.5, don't concern yourself with fillet. Simply because, again, we're trying to create a pictorial view. And that fillet really doesn't add a whole lot to what we're doing. Now, when we're dealing with fillets, when we're dealing with cylindrical parts, it makes sense to understand that, yes, we're going to be dealing with a lot of isocircles. So one of the things that I want to do first is, well, let's go ahead and get our isometric drafting setting turned on. And I'm going to create an axis. I'll start here, and I'm going to draw down. The overall thickness of the part is 1. So I'm going to do that. And because if I look at this, I really have 3 surfaces. I've got the back surface of the part. Oh, by the way, I'm drawing exercise 8.37. It's on page 360. This part really has 3 surfaces. It has the back. It has this top surface here that makes this little half-inch, actually it's a 1/4 of an inch wide rim. And then we've got this surface down. This surface down here is halfway between the top and the bottom. So I'm going to use a node, and I'm going to put that node on the midpoint of the line. Okay, I can't tell what the point style is, so let's go in here and let's fix the point style. Obviously, I didn't put a point there, so let's try it again. Not click to midpoint. There. Oh, I'm doing point divide. No, it's not making sense. Multiple points. I only want one, I want right there. So the back isocircle will be centered here. The small surface is going to be here. Now, where do we start? Do we start the back, work our way forward, start at the front, work our way back? I tend to like drawing the things that I'm going to see 100%. So I'm going to start with these 2 circles right here to give myself that 1/4 inch diameter ring, if you will. So ISO circle, toggle until I get my cursor where I want it. I'll start right there. Diameter of 4. Right? Yeah, 4. ISO have to do that. There's diameter of 4. There we go. Now remember, that circle, or that ISO circle, is centered on that end point. Keep this straight. Okay? Draw the other ISO circle. Pick the right command. ISO circle. Once there, diameter of 3.5. There's that ISO circle. Now, how do we take care of this ISO circle that's going to be down here? It's simpler than it looks. I've already got that circle. It's this one. I'll copy it from there back to that node. And then come away, part that I'm not going to be able to see, and there that is. Okay. Now, how about the back of the part? Well, let's take the larger ISO circle, copy it from here back to there. Okay, now the question becomes, how do I fix this? Okay, it's not that bad, but I can't use tangents on the ISO circle. So how am I going to fix this? Well, understand, the way the angles for isometric snap work, everything is either going to be vertical, horizontal, or at a 30-degree angle or a 60-degree angle. So when I draw a line from here up to what the tangent point looks like, that's really going to be about 30 degrees off the vertical. So how do I handle that? Watch. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn isometric snap off. And I'm going to draw a line straight up. And I'm going to rotate it on that point by 30 degrees. Okay. Next, I'm going to extend it down there. Wow. Zoom in just a little bit. Now I'm going to go back to ISO snap. Draw a line. Toggle. From there. Notice how it comes back and it goes through that point right there. Copy that line. Bring it from here up to that intersection. I no longer need that line. So, trim okay, those two lines in that circle. And then trim 1, 2, 3. Now press enter and trim away the lengths of the lines plus the circle on the inside it's hidden. And there's my little cut for my cut spacer. Now, next question. What about my other circles? You say. Now, let's take a look. First off, we've got an ISO circle. I've toggled my ISO circle with that. D for diameter, 0.88. And there's my ISO circle for that. Now, let's see if we see any of it through the hole itself. Let me pause my video for just a second. Okay, sorry about that. We were going to see if this circle on the back edge could be seen. The only way to do that is to actually make a copy of it. I'm going to copy it from here to the back. And you can see that that little tick right here is actually visible through the part. And we want to show that just for, accuracy's sake. So we'll do that. Now the question becomes at this point, what about these 3 holes here? Well, best thing we can do is get the first one started. So if I draw a line from this center point up to that center point, that's the first one. I can actually take that line itself and move it. I'm not going to move it. I'll copy it. I'll copy it because I may need it here in a minute. So I'm going to copy it, bring it up here, we'll put it on our node. Okay, that means it's going to be difficult to see. And now I will tell you this, because this hole is going to be 1/2 of an inch in diameter, I really don't think we're going to see the back side, but we'll check it and make sure. The nice thing is once we get this hole fixed, all we've got to do is figure out where the center points for the other 2 go and then put them in place. So I'm going to come back up here, ISO sketch, put that there, D for diameter and 0.5. Now, I'm going to trim, because I'm not going to be able to see all of that circle. Actually, before we trim that, let's undo that, because I'd like to copy that as a whole. I'll trim it in a minute. Okay, now I am going to copy this though and see if we do get some of the hole from the back edge peeking through. We do not. Okay, it's all the way back here, so the hole's too small for us to see. Now the question is, how do we find where this hole goes and where this hole goes? Let me show you something. Neat little trick. I'm gonna draw a line down. A line. Oops. We'll get out of isometric snap first. A line over. Now I'm going to trim those lines. I'm going to move them. You may be saying, what is he doing? Well, the location of this hole here is going to be down this far and over this far. So I'm going to copy that line to there. I'm going to change the color of that line just so that we don't lose it. Now I'm going to go back into my isometric drafting. I'm going to draw a line, not like that. And I'm going to use my circle like that. And I'm going to move that circle from here down to there. I'm going to extend that line over there. And what you may be going to say, what in the world is he doing? There's the center point for, that is the center point for that circle, that circle. Basically what you got to do is you got to take angles out of the equation. In this particular case, what I did was, instead of drawing a line from here to here, I squared it off. I basically took that's the straight line distance from the center point over to there. But I didn't use a straight line movement. What I did was, I thought in terms of a right triangle, and instead of using the hypotenuse, I came down the height of the right triangle and then over by the base. Because those are the types of movements, those parallel movements and perpendicular movements are the only movements that are going to work in isometric snap. With that, now I can copy my iso circles. Now just clean everything up. Get rid of all this junk that we no longer need, because we're done. Except for one little thing. And that's how we handle a cylindrical part drawn in an isometric projection.